You rocking with your boy TheCzarr, all rights reserved. As voted for previously, out of the 40 people that voted, estimated 40 people, I will be doing it exactly as I said, the 6ix9ine video. One of the videos and topics that I had about the TheCzarr series I created here on the channel, and I will do a live. And the live will come a little bit later this afternoon, sometime between 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully, my goal is for an hour live where you guys can ask quick questions and I'll just answer whatever you have, wherever you're putting out there quickly. Now we're going to get into it. Shout to CommenterNation, greatest nation since United Nations. Here's what I wanted to talk about 6ix9ine. Now, we see the situation he's going through and everything. Shout to commenter Dirty Diana. Okay, so here's what we are looking at. Was there a situation that his management was not only fired because they were allegedly taking money, but because they have allegedly marked his songs that they were to profit off of them forever? Is that that's alleged? Is that possible? I seen documentation that was alleging that he did not own his songs, that he literally was a prisoner to these managers, that they set it up so that all the songs that he created, they were going to get paid off of him, simple and plain, and that he was going to have to take the back seat to them profiting off of his creations. Is that true? Can anyone co-sign the documentation I have? Because I have that listed, I have that given to me, showing me someone else owns it. Is that possible? Is this a probability? Because if this is the case, that would make a lot of sense. Think about it. Literally, he's done all this music. They were taking money on shows. But now, on the back end, royalties are in someone else's name. This is a very synonymous thing, whether you believe it or not. But usually the record company themselves are in a position where they take this power and they're allowed to make the money off of it how they look to aim. And this is a problem with the music industry if your royalties and your intellectual property is being owned by someone else. That's why you got to be careful with deals you sign. Did he realize this, but then he flipped? Because he said to myself, you know, I messed up. I was supposed to do it a certain way, but like I messed up. I should have did it different. I should have actually looked at what I was doing. And I believe he could have possibly not have done this. That in my mind, that's the only thing in this situation. That's the only thing in the situation that would have caused an issue. That's the only thing that would have, in a sense, demeaned his worth and value and left him in a boat without a paddle. And when he realized this, he was like, well, I can't take back the situation. So what am I going to do? I'm firing everyone. And in my mind, that would have been the most sensible way he would have handled it. That would have made sense. I mean, considering that he didn't know that his life was in danger, that would have made sense that they would have set everything up. If allegedly they were capable of doing this, took him out, and they would have legally had the rights to earn the money off of what he had going on. That makes perfect sense to me, why things were done the way it was. It's not to be smart, it's just to be honest. That makes perfect sense. And also, looking at the fact that it came out they were taking the money from his shows, it would just, in my opinion, they got too greedy at that point. They should have sat back, made things fair then, and then took from the royalties if they wanted to do it that way. But I felt like they wanted too much. They went for too much too soon. In that situation, being fair to the fact if they were alleged to actually have occurred in doing this crime. You see, it's deeper than that. If I'm putting together a plot, and my plot involves certain people and certain people doing certain things, it will have to be set up in a way where I not only accrue the money up front, but I'm able to gain the royalties on the backside. But if I'm considering I'm the management, I could have calmly accepted the money up front and then already have had a plan to take the money on the backside, but they wanted both in full up front, no questions. So I believe this eventually disturbed him. Now, do I think he knew about the shows? I don't know. I don't know. For you to not know what your shows are worth and just showing up doing them, there had to be some type of trust you had in these people. Like it really had to be some level of trust where you were letting them count the money and you weren't even looking. You were just taking what you were getting handed. I don't know if I believe that fully. Personally, it doesn't make sense to anyone who's any type of business, entrepreneur, anyone. No one would let you count all their money for a show and just take what you hand them if they don't really know exactly what's being made. How can you're just throwing around the money you're handed when you don't know what the contract said? And again, how could someone sign for you? Especially when you're the artist showing up to it, unless he gave them the power of authority to sign whatever's handed to him. See, there's a lot of things that aren't expressed to a degree of satisfaction. But that would be my only issue with the information that's being unveiled. I think something's wrong. I don't think it makes sense at all. So that's my only thing. It needs to make more sense than that. So ultimately, examining things in this way, shape, and form, it allows me to see that there was more to the situation. And knowing there's more to the situation, it's opening up a door for me to understand that there was a method to this madness. And they had a plan on taking over the royalties and the show money up front at any given time. If they're allegedly, now it's still alleged that they planned to take him out. If it's true that they allegedly planned to take him out and it proves true, that was why, in my opinion. It's because they had everything set to financially make him the back seat to everything he did, that they take all the royalties. Now, being what they're facing is very serious crimes. Everybody's focus is on 6ix9ine right now. But here's the thing. And this is a much more direct question no one's asked so far. Why is he sending gifts to this girl outside of him being in prison when his focus should be the case? What is it about her? What is it? Where does she fit into a key? She is the key to something. She is the key to something, whether it's keeping him alive in the media, whether it's doing some type of marketing, whether it's holding him down, whether it was something she helped him out with. She is the key to something. Because here's my thing. Facing the situation you're facing and being all of the women you had contact with, there's specifically a reason why you're reaching to her. I don't know what it is. I can't even guess what it is because I don't know her that well. But I know there's a purpose. I know there's something else in the mix that involves her and that she's being shown this respect. It's definitely something else. So there's another angle to this girl in the media that is portraying 6ix9ine. There's more to it, not just her getting a tattoo, not just her doing stuff. She means something else. Now, I know they're trying to allege she's pregnant. It's not that. It's not that at all. It's something else. And I just can't see it at the moment. But what I'm saying, allegedly, did these guys set up royalties to go all to them and to give none to 6ix9ine on the case or account that he was going to be out of the game somehow? Did they plan to take him out and take all of his money? Is this why they're trying to take all the money and do things a certain way? Because they found this to be the reasoning behind these young guys doing this. Now, I'm only mentioning this because I was sent interesting documents that were alleging this to be the case. Shout to Dirty Diana, original commenter here at CommenterNation. I read through it and I saw it. I saw what you were talking about, and that was interesting to me. You know, this is very interesting. But back to work I go, handling business, reading things. Is this a possible reason 6ix9ine was left up the creek without a paddle, and why certain socialites may have turned their back on him because they realized the power these guys had? Did someone allegedly take a payoff to switch sides on 6ix9ine at some point in given time? And did this informant that was inside there, were they his saving grace on the low? Now, everyone's talking about, oh, he's going to snitch. That's not even the focus. It doesn't matter what he snitches on. Who else was involved in allowing this situation to go on? Who else knew about it? because it looked like he had a group as management where they all in on it. Very curious situation, very curious things to speak about. We got more coming up. I got a TheCzarr subject coming up. What's your thoughts on the 6ix9ine situation? You know how I rock, how I always rap. All rights reserved.